Hi everyone, Carol from Carol's Vintage Treasures, and today I have a video on selling plush. I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on selling plush, and I'm going to show you 20 of my sales that were pretty good, and so you could see what kind of plush sells for me. I am wearing my Cookie Monster t-shirt. You can't see it, but wow, that was weird. It just got stuck. I was just trying to show you, but hopefully it doesn't do that on the video. I kind of hovered there for a minute. So I'll show you 20 of my top sales for plush, and I will also give you some tips and tricks about selling plush. So this is the first one I have to show you. It is a A&A plush hugging monkeys. It was a boy and a girl monkey hugging. My daughter, my oldest daughter, who is in her late 40s, has had these monkeys as a child, so I know they're vintage just from that. They didn't have a date on them, but she loved them. They were like her favorites. Hers were a little bigger, though. These were smaller. I think they were like 7 inches or something like that. But just found these at Goodwill one day. When I look for plush, I'm looking for inexpensive plush that I know will be popular and sell well, and it's in good condition, because I don't want to do a lot of work to prepare it, get it ready for resale. So I will usually start by smelling it. If it smells good, I'll take a look at it, make sure there's no bad stains or anything on them. And if it passes that test and it's priced low enough, I will pick it up. So next thing was this Curious George hand puppet. It was made by Gund, and it was 12 inches. It sold for $23.99. I just paid a few dollars for it, but it sold pretty quickly. Curious George stuff sells well for me, so when I see it, and if it's in good condition, I will pick it up. Next thing, these were Thanksgiving bears, and they were, I think they were probably giveaways from a casino, because it had Station Casino 2001 on the tags. So I got these, and then I got the Native American bears. The Native American bears haven't sold yet, but these did for $23.99, and they were really cute. So again, they were in good condition, so I picked them up. Next thing I have to show you is this Build-A-Bear Black Lab. When I see black labs, I pick them up because they sell well for me. People love their black labs like I love my black lab. So this had a cute little hoodie on it and a mohawk. It was a 12-inch, sold for $23.99. Next thing I have to show you is a Care Bear. I always, excuse me, I always pick up the ones that are animated or talk. I don't think this one talked. This was just a plain, ordinary Care Bear. But it sold for $23.99, and it was Funshine Bear. You have to be careful with Care Bears because they're putting new ones out that are, I think they were 2014, and they're not vintage. So this one, I don't think had a date on it. It might have, I don't know. No, it didn't have a date. It was older, though. You could tell. The tag was very, very worn. But this one sold for $23.99. I like selling Care Bears. I also like selling these. These are puppets. They're called squawkers. When you mash on their beaks from the inside, they make a squawking noise. You have to test them out and make sure they're working because sometimes they don't work. But these sell pretty well for me. And this one sold for $23.99. Next thing that sold was this Benji dog. What I will do if I want to get a little bit more money out of something that I know won't sell for a lot, I'll pair it up with something else. So this I paired up with a movie, a DVD about Benji, and it sold for $27.99. So this dog was from 1983. It was in really rough shape when I picked it up. I did run it through the washing machine, and he came out pretty good. So I went ahead and listed him. But he was very, very dirty when I got him. And there's the movie. And there's the tag. You always want to try to get a picture of the tag if you can, because that'll give the customer a lot of information about it, like the year it was made. Sometimes it has that, and the company that makes it. So people that collect plush like to know those things. Next thing I have to show you is a Raggedy Ann doll. She was 17-inch. She sold for $31.99. She was in good shape too. I always look to make sure they have the little I love you heart there, because that'll tell you that it's a real Raggedy Ann. And she was very sweet. Kind of a smaller one. Next thing I have to show you is a lioness. People like realistic looking plush, and this was a America We Go lioness, 21-inch. It was kind of big. With this big plush, I will just mail it out in a poly bag. I'll wrap it in a plastic bag to make sure nothing happens to it, like it gets wet or anything like that. And then I'll put it in a poly bag. If it has plastic eyes like this one does, I will wrap the plastic in bubble wrap just to make sure they don't get broken when they're shipped. But this was a really nice plush. It was in good shape. And there's the tag. Yeah, if you can get as many pictures of the tag, people like that. But that sold for $31.99. Next thing I have to show you is Eeyore. Now, he did talk. He was interactive. I tried it. I love to pick up interactive plush that talks and does things. Those sell really well for me. You just have to make sure they're working well and that their battery compartment is not corroded. What I will do is I'll open it up. If there's any corrosion, I will clean it out. Usually you can do that with a toothbrush, and sometimes I'll use baking soda paste and just kind of clean it out and then test it to see if it works, and then you're good to go. Make sure you always test your plush to make sure it's working. But I did take a movie or a video of him. He was very cute. His ears went up and down and he said a few things. So he was so sweet. He was hard to get rid of because I wanted to keep him. Eeyore is like one of my favorites. But, all right. Next thing I have to show you is another puppet. This is Folkman's. They make really nice, realistic looking puppets. And this one was nice. Sold for $31.99. Always check them over and make sure they're clean before you pick them up. If they have really bad stains that you don't think you can get out, I usually just don't even buy those anymore. They're just too much work. And you can always donate them back if you can't get them clean enough to resell or if they're not working. But, if they're $4 or $5, sometimes I'll take a chance on them just to see if if I can sell them. Next thing I have to show you is this Warner Brothers store Witch Hazel Halloween plush. She sold for $31.99. She was very cute. Around Halloween time, around Christmas time, holiday plush does pretty well. So just keep an eye out on what you think might be popular and try to get as many pictures as you can. There's her tag. Warner Brothers, $19.99. She also had a tag on her, like a hard tag. And I took a picture of that. So that was a good one. Let's see here. Which way am I going? This way. All right. Next thing I have to show you, speaking of holiday, I sold these Rudolph and Clarice reindeer. They had CDs with them. I believe they were music CDs. And I'd had these. This is the second Christmas I had them. I got them kind of late in the season, the Christmas before last. So they didn't sell. But they sold this year for $32.79. Whenever you can find Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, plush, it's usually a good seller. Next thing was this dog. He sold for $34.39. He was very big. He was a big, realistic looking dog. I put him on the floor when I got him home from Goodwill, and Holly did not like it. She thought he was real. So she was kind of upset about that. But he was really nice. He sold for $34.39. And I believe he went to Canada during the Canada mail thing last year. It was a long time before I could mail him out, but I got him out and he got to his destination. Next thing is this Disney Store Muppets animal. He sold for $34.39. Always look up your plush to see if they are more desirable. This one was selling for a lot, so I priced mine higher. And he sold very well and pretty fast, if I remember right. So he was awfully cute. Right, next thing I have to show you is this Rainbow Bright doll. She sold for $39.99. I kind of broke my rule on this one because she was a mess when I got her. Her hair was all messed up. She was dirty. I had to use a magic eraser on her face, and I just spot cleaned her outfit as best I could, and I just showed anything that was wrong. But she sold for $39.99. She was very cute. She was from 1983. Oh, gosh, why does it keep doing that? But her face was very, very marked up. I was surprised I got it this clean. And she also Well, I just took a picture of her dress off. So if you get as many pictures as you can of your plush, people can see if there's any imperfections and things like that. And then there will be less of a problem when they get their item, if they see something. Okay, next thing I sold was a tiger, another lifelike, realistic tiger. He was 15 inches, sold for $39.99. Very, very nice plush. And thankfully, he fit in a poly bag. He was kind of big, but I just protected his eyes with bubble wrap because they were plastic, and put a bag over him to protect him from any moisture, and then put him in a poly bag. So that was that guy. Next thing I have to show you is a Care Bear. This was a singing Care Bear from 2003. He sold for $47.99. I made a video of him. He moved his head right and left, and he sang songs. Now on Etsy, it won't play video back. It'll just show the video. But that way the customer can see it works. So he was very nice. Care Bears are usually pretty sought after, especially if they're the older ones. Just be careful that you don't pick up a newer one. This is a Raggedy Ann doll. She was bigger. She was a 20-inch. She sold for $55.99. Raggedy Ann dolls can sell for quite a bit. Just try to do an image search and see what others have sold them for. There's her I love you little heart. But she was very sweet, very pretty. Next thing I have to show you. This is the highest priced plush that I sold. It was $102.39. It was the interactive cat. It meowed and it purred and it lifted its paw. It was really, really pretty cool. When you can find these, grab them because they're very popular. Elderly people like to buy them for companions when they can't have actual live animals. And that was the case for this one. The guy sent me a really cute picture of him and his mom on the couch with it. So that was really nice. But whenever you find these, this I just found up in the rack with the regular plush. And I don't think it was really even priced very high because it wasn't working. Its battery was dead. So I just took it home and cleaned it up and put new batteries in it, and it worked fine. So it's kind of a risk you take when you get the ones that need batteries. But I really like selling plush. Just make sure it's in good condition when you buy it. I just buy plastic bags from Amazon. Here's one here. I kind of have the warning not to put it over your head on them. And they seal. I have different sizes for different size plush that I have. I clean them up. I lint roll them really well because I have a dog. I don't want any hair on them. And then I'll put them in these big white poly bags. And I'll just tape it to the size of it. And then I will measure it when I'm shipping it out and weigh it. So, and shipping usually isn't that bad on Plush Animals. So that's really all I have. Just wanted to give you some tips and tricks here and show you higher priced ones that have sold for me. Always look them up when you're in the store. Always look to make sure that they're not dirty, They haven't been run through the dryer. If they've been run through the dryer, they're going to be really matted. So you don't want to pick those up. And if you do have to put something in the washer, don't put it in the dryer. Just sit it on top of your washer till it dries. And then you're usually okay. Like that Benji dog, I would know if I would have put that in the dryer, it would have ruined it. But it turned out okay, just letting it air dry. So that's really all I have. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you know someone who might like this kind of content, go ahead and share it with them. And comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you've had experiences selling plush, what kind of experiences did you have with it? Maybe your highest priced one. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.